One of the reasons why I really like to work with middle schoolers is, my middle school was a train wreck. I was a kid who was, lost, didn't know what my identity was, and really kind of felt hopeless. In middle school, tried to take my life twice. I feel a strong pull, to continue to want to work with, 12, 13, 14-year-olds to help them know that there is hope in Jesus Christ and that their life has value. One of the things that's really challenging about middle school and middle schoolers in general is, they're questioning everything. Do I have purpose, and do I have any value, and do people care about me? It's a really formative time in their life that the decisions that they will make here during this time period will largely carry them into their adult lives. And so the statistics drop off the table, after 13 of, winning kids to Christ. What excites me, I guess, about high school is, that you still have kids who, are trying to figure out what does their faith look like? And so what are some of those things that we want them to, bring into their adulthood that will help them in life? What does it look like to, have daily time with God? What does it look like to have a good discipline of being in His Word, of talking to God, of listening to God? And so it seems like this is what we do in Sunday school, but adults are still trying to figure out these same questions. And so we want to help high schoolers to, build and strengthen these muscles. They're not always going to tell you or show you that they're interested. They're maybe not always going to be there, but they want to know that somebody cares for them. And if that's one of the only things that that they remember, that can be a game changer for them. I know that it was for me. I think one of the neat things with me transitioning into high school is that if one of my leaders who has been tracking with these kids for 4 years, hey, I really like the relationship that I have with these kids, then it just kind of makes sense to have them follow them through high school as well. And so, then you have students who, have this person in their life that's been, encouraging them, for 8 years. We'll be meeting every second and fourth Sunday. It'll be middle school and high school meeting together on the same evenings. We've got a plan though to where middle schoolers and high schoolers are not going to be interacting with one another. I think it's going to be really convenient for families that they can bring their kids, high schooler and middle schooler, on the same night. And kind of the theme that we're looking at for this year is we want to help kids to develop the discipline of daily time with God. And so we're going to really be looking at how do we build habits of Bible reading, and what does that look like? And it kind of comes with this idea in mind of we have to know what we're aiming for. And the best way that we can find that is through God's Word. And then so that idea of aiming for then just kind of made me think about archery. I think we're going to have parents all together that night with students, and we're going to do some archery tag out on the lawn. I think we might do some axe throwing as well. And we might have a craft that goes along with this too, with the theme of what are we aiming for? What I'm always hoping that that will come about in ministry with students is that that they would really feel this sense of community. And so some of the ways that we're thinking about going about that is taking kids on some adventure trips, and I know that doesn't fit the description of quote unquote a mission trip, but there really is rhyme and reason behind having shared experiences together, because then that builds community. We want kids to be able to feel this is their church, and then and it's a great time to build relationships with kids. One of the biggest ways that people here at Hillside can help us is just maybe is praying for us. Praying that we can aid and help in meeting the spiritual needs of these kids, and just also really pray for my leaders too, because I couldn't do this without leaders, and maybe even praying too for some new leaders to emerge that to fill some gaps that we have.